The most recent update to Clash of Clans was really great and all. It did its job bringing players back to the game and bringing something new as well, but there is still lots of work for improvement to keep the game running smoothly and be the best that it can be, for players and developers. Here are some of the things that Supercell really needs to fix or add into the game. First off is a new loot system. 3 attacks per day just isn't enough to make significant progress on your base. It also doesn't benefit those people who play the game more. Someone who attacks 20 plus times per day should make a lot more than someone who attacks just 3 times per day. Even including the extra loot bonus that you make for having more trophies, it's only a few extra thousand gold and elixir per league, plus you can only push so high at a certain builder hall. So the only way to push higher is to upgrade your builder hall or your defenses and troops, but you can't unless you have enough troops or have enough loot. And you can't get enough loot since you can only get loot from 3 attacks per day, and that is unless you want to spend gems. So unlike the regular base, this base is way more pay to win. At least in the other village we could attack more and farm attacks to progress quicker in the game. And the only thing we'd have to gem was builders, which was fine. But on this base we need to gem builders and resources, which just isn't really cool. So what I'd recommend, and so have a lot of other people, is a new loot system. And the way this new loot system would work is to be able to attack up to 10 times per day and getting a little less loot per attack, but in total you get more loot per day. Then after your 10 attacks, you could get a small amount of loot for each win, and something like 1,000 of each resource or something like that. Or another suggestion some people had was to get a resource that can be strictly used for upgrading walls, something like wood or stone or something like that. And so that way when you battle, you're still actually getting something from each raid that helps you improve your base, but it's also not too much that it ruins the economy in the game. And the second thing that needs to be redone is the clock tower. In the most recent update, Supercell reduced the time of the clock tower so that it only lasts much shorter than it did before, and they also reduced the speed from ×10 speed to I believe about ×7 or 8. The ×10 reduction isn't my concern, it's the time that it lasts. My clock tower lasts about 6 or 7 minutes compared to the 15 minutes it lasted before, and now within the 6 minutes that I have, it gives me enough time to attack about 4 or 5 times back to back. And that's if I'm going right away after my attack finishes. And after each attack, my army has been sitting there waiting for a wasted minute or 2. And it takes only 30 seconds to train that army, but the attack before that takes up to 4 minutes. So on average, most people will finish at the bare minimum where both players are done attacking. They'll be done at minimum 1 minute. And so it could take up to 1 minute, okay, cut that recent part and I'll redo it. On average though, the bare minimum that both people will finish their attacks could be about 1 minute. So for the attacks to be finished and ready to start the new attack, you'd have to wait about 1 minute. And so that means your troops would be sitting around for a wasted 30 seconds, but that's at the minimum. Usually they'll sit around for 2 or 3 minutes, just absolutely doing nothing. So my proposition would be to increase the time the clock tower lasts and reduce the speed at which it boosts the training and building time. So something like a ×2 or 3 speed would be perfect, and that way it could last up to 30 minutes or more. And it still doesn't ruin the amount of time it takes to max a base, which is the reason Supercell nerfed the clock tower in the first place. So this is a win-win, doesn't affect anything, and just helps benefit everyone. And the last major thing that I think Supercell really needs to fix is the troop training time. Now I know they do this to get more people to spend gems and so that they can make more money, which is understandable because they would be broke if no one spent gems, and Supercell would not be a game if they weren't making money. But I think these tiny little microtransactions are just really annoying and unnecessary. They should remove the troop training time completely or reduce it to like 15 or 30 seconds per camp, because the training time right now is so short. It's short enough that you can sit and wait for it, but also long enough that you get bored and sit around doing absolutely nothing. Just something that personally bugs me. Let me know what you think about this idea, as well as the other ideas mentioned earlier, and also I will tag Supercell in this video, and hopefully they will see it and implement some changes. You can help them see it by sharing this video so that more people will watch it, and the more views it gets, the more likely they will see it. And on a side note, let's see if we can smash 100 likes on this video. You guys killed it on the last video and hit that goal in under 3 hours, so let's see if we can do it again. Anyways, let me know what you think, as well as any ideas you may have in the comments. I'll be reading through all of them and responding to as many as I can. And anyways, that's all for today. I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.